Good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building. That's right. Can confirm that is the real Jordan.
Hey, what do you mean? I'm here.
Ended up seeing him at his house yesterday. We thought the birds got him. We thought the birds got you.
I'm always
we saw
on
Bird
time.
Jordan in the Discord.
That's crazy. I don't know where you got that from.
Or Bird, if you will.
Hey, I had that bird onto my dang face. What's wrong with you?
Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Breeze Nation, what is good? Got a lot to get into on today's episode. We had an extension over the weekend for the Chicago Bears GM. Want to get Jordan's thoughts on that. That's the question. Are the Bears truly all in for 2025? Seems like the extension might say, yeah, this is not a build it out and take some time here. And then, we got to take a look at this offensive line. We got training camp just 8 days away. Oh, I'm tingly.
Now I'm getting tingly.
I'm tingly. Oh, I'm just can't wait for Ben Johnson to just stare right down the pipeline and say, it's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
We got to talk about this offensive line heading into training camp, ladies and gentlemen. The date is 7/14/2025. It's 7:03 in the morning. And I'm not fully convinced that's Jordan JC there, but, you know, I don't know if I'm fully convinced. I don't know. Yeah, I saw a couple flaps when we were there. He was raging. This P Kid dominated Monopoly.
Dude, oh, don't get me started about Monopoly yesterday.
Oh, boy. There was a bird in the oven, by the way. We did see that. I took a peek.
Dave? Here we go
and
again.
confirmed Dave's still in there. He's not even being eaten. He's just there.
He's just a statue.
All that more today's episode of The Morning Breeze. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always. Go ahead and do me a favor out there and
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
You heard what she said.
y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. JC, how you feeling, man? We lost you last night, actually.
Yeah, after a while, I was knocked out. Actually, the crazy
we was
thing
sitting
is
there regular time, too. It wasn't even late. It was like 9:30.
Bro, when I was out of the game, I was out of the game. I dozed off. I was gone. But literally, I kept hearing everything you all were saying. That was the weird part. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm like in tune with every. Bro, P Kid, man, I don't know how he does it. He cheats at Monopoly. I'm gonna find the way he wins.
Hey,
I
ain't gonna lie to you. He been on a run that is wild over these last few months.
Yeah.
Oh, look who's in here. Oh, well, first off, Willie Lampkin's in the building. That's the more important
shout out, Will.
No, Willie.
Willie.
This is, again, I also got this guy here. Super producer Joe
like
Ho want to act like he's watching the show. Don't be our friend now. We know you're not a fan of the show. Joe, don't be tapped in with us.
Yeah.
All right, man, let's talk a little bit of football here, Jordan JC, because Ryan Poles was extended over this weekend. They had 2 years left on his contract. The Bears decided to go out and link him up with Ben Johnson, making them both signed through 2029. I want to start off with this because you didn't get a chance to chime in on this when it happened. What are your thoughts on the Ryan Poles extension? Do you feel like the Bears made the right move doing this now, or should they have waited a year?
No, I think that with everything lined up the way it is, I think they did a good job by getting this done now. It breathes and it creates stability. I think Kevin Warren wanted to make sure that everybody believed that, hey, we're all on the same page. And in order to do that, the timelines need to match up. And so Ben Johnson and that Ryan Poles connection, when Ben Johnson came in, he said, you know, he's not somebody that's going to try to take over the reins of the person that's over personnel, but he wants to make sure that he has full complicit trust in him. And so with that being said, it seems like the Ryan Poles, Ben Johnson relationship is already off to a good start. and it's shown. All three of these guys, the president, the GM, and the head coach, seem to be in lockstep. And so with that in mind, yeah, you want to make sure that they're all here, that they're on the same page, would you say, until the 2029 season. And so I love the extension. There have been some hit and misses with Ryan Poles. We already know the track record, but honestly, every GM has hits and misses. And I do love the hits more than I love the misses for Ryan Poles. Obviously, the 2023 haul that you got from the Panthers, where that led to you getting Caleb, that led to DJ Moore. You got Kyler Gordon out of that, and a slew of other names. Then, of course, we can talk about the blunder with, trading the second-round pick for Chase Claypool, constantly trying to figure out how to fit Velus Jones in the offense, and, you couldn't fit him anywhere because he was just bad. So there's been hits, there's been misses, but I think now, even with the addition of the offensive line, like, he corrected his wrongs. We talked about that too from the previous year where he didn't address the depth on the offensive line. All of these things are going in the right direction. So I put more trust in King Pose, as we always say.
Well, I don't know about King yet. You got to win some games for King. I'm pulling
right,
back
okay,
on
fine.
King Pose.
Prince Pose.
Yeah, I don't know about King
Harper
yet.
Pose. All right,
Yeah, coup in that building a couple of times. But no, the one thing I'll say, listen, I'm fine with you giving him the extension now, but I do think that this signals the all-in culture happening right now. 2025 is here, and it does not seem like it is the type of year where you're just going to let this year be wasted, right? And that's the real conversation around this all the time. Is this a year for you to just build up? Ben Johnson doesn't seem to think so. And when we talk to him at the podium, right, anytime you bring anything up to Ben Johnson, I talked about this when I went on Fox with Cassie Carlson on the offseason, right? Like, anytime you bring a moment up to Ben Johnson, we're like, the Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer. He just keeps giving you the same response. He's like, wait and see. Yeah, the Bears have never had a 30-touchdown guy. Wait and see. The Bears haven't been in the playoffs in 5 years. Wait and see. The Bears haven't won a playoff game. Wait and see. They don't even let you finish it anymore. Oh, my bad. Like, that's truly how Ben Johnson is approaching this season. And so I do think the Bears are going all in. I think the extension of Poles is, if you weren't looking to go all in, if you weren't looking to hit the ground running this season and say this is the year where it actually starts to take off, I think you let Poles play out at least 1 year on his 2-year deal to say, okay, let's see what kind of team we've actually built here and what we're going to have moving forward. And then we'll give you an extension based on that, because there is no rush. Now, we did get the fact that, this is a 2-year, he had 2 years left on the deal, not 1 year left on the deal, which if he had the 1 year, it would have been more of a rush. With 2 years, you could have played out that 1 year. You could have let it ride and still extended him to match up his timeline with your GM, with your head coach. But you wanted to get this done now, not make it a storyline, and basically say, look, we agree with the teams that he's built. We think that he's done a good job here, and we're going to reward him for this. Now, 15 wins is tough to say, but I do keep seeing that, Jordan, and it's like, we know the first season technically was successful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a tank.
Yeah, you purposely
wanted to lose as much as possible.
Yeah.
So technically, the first season kind of counts as a success for him.
He did his job.
Literally, he did what he said he was going to do. He said, hey, we're going to try and build a team that competes.
Yeah.
But y'all know what this is. Like, oh, okay, well, we'll see. It definitely was that. 3 wins that season. Second season, you took a step. Third season, you take a step back because you switched the quarterbacks. Matt Eberflus an idiot. All those things, you know what I mean? Like, but year one technically is success. So when Muzz bring up the win-loss record, I always look at that and I'm like, well, the first year, like, is what you wanted to see happen.
Yeah. Yeah, 15-36 in the first 3 seasons. You had your highs and lows, but I mean, again, that's within context. We got to look at it as, hey, yes, the first season he did what he had to do. In order to take a step forward, sometimes you have to take 2 steps back. We talk about all these other teams, even in Chicago, mind you, where it's like they take this half-hearted approach to rebuilding because they want to have a competitive team on the floor always every year. Put butts in seats. Sometimes, in order to actually make a great team, you have to revamp, restart the entire thing over. and and you just have to really like knock it all the way down to the foundation of this thing. And I think that's what Ryan Poles understood. That's what he did. And Kevin Warren's, like you said, rewarding him for it. There's no drama with this. Like we don't have to wait this out. He's signing him, I think, based off of the faith of what's to come. Obviously, it's not what has happened. 15-36 is still a bad overall record for you as a GM for the last 3 years. But now that you're associated with winning coaches, winning a head coach who has won a lot, the staff who has been a part of winning a lot, even as players have won championships, some of these coaches as well. Like you're bringing that culture into the building now and moving forward. That's what you're hoping to get. Kevin Warren already said he ain't about losing. He wants to win. He wants to win now. So I think that's where he sees his trust going into, is that I have faith that we're getting this thing off the ground and it's going to just continue to skyrocket.
Yeah. And we'll see what ends up happening this season. I think the big thing now is heading into training camp, like with that all-in mindset, how aggressive is Ben Johnson going to be in camp? How much, I mean, like just seeing him at OTA, seeing him at mini camp, like there's a lot that I think you could look at and be like, oh, okay, like this is what he wants the team to be at this point. I think he's pushing this team for playoffs and higher right now. Like I think fans, and a lot of times as fans, we don't want to get our feelings hurt, right? Like we don't, if I say 12 wins, they're going to be very upset with me. And so I don't want to go all in. I just like that's not how the Bears are operating up there at Hallisall. And the one thing that I do love about Ben Johnson is he's not shying away from the pressure. He's trying to get this team to be focused immediately and go like we talked about all in here and be one of the dominant teams in the NFC this season, not just the NFC North, but in the NFC as a whole. Like to me, the conversation around where this team is at and how they're going to get to the point of being one of those consistent playoff teams is about being able to go out there and have that like that confidence that no, we are one of those top teams already, starting from training camp. That's when you always talk about it. Whenever you talk about these great teams, you never start talking about them like, man, they really picked up in the middle of the season. Usually you talk about it like, oh, there were some things in training camp that we could see and we were like, oh, they're special. So it is kind of like you need to set that mindset now. That's why I'm glad that they got the job done on this with getting the Poles deal done now, because now it's not a story.
No, it's not a story. And shout out to Gaines Report. I love the last word he mentioned, continuity. That's what I think you can have hope in too as well. When year to year we keep seeing the position at the coaching, go by the wayside, whether it's Matt Eberflus from Matt Nagy, the GM from Ryan Pace to Ryan Poles. It's like the quarterback, Justin Fields, Mitch Trubisky, like so now there's continuity, and I think with continuity that breeds confidence. Yeah. It's like what is the age-old saying? How long does it take to build up a habit, whether it's a positive or a negative habit? Yeah, it's like 33 months or 30 days, something like that. And it's like that's what you want. Like in order to build up success and a winning culture, you have to have the same people in the building, the same offensive mind, the same offensive system, the same quarterback, same head coach, the same everything, and see how it meshes together. So that in year 2 of this thing, in year 3 of this thing is humming. And now we're talking about a winning organization, compared to the likes of, even Pittsburgh or the likes of a Kansas City or, New England, whatever the case may be. That's how it starts. You can't keep having interchangeable parts every year and expect to have some sort of success or Super Bowl aspirations. It doesn't work like that normally. You have to have consistency. And so I love that.
Is there a situation here now where it all hinges on both of them together? Like, if this doesn't work out year 1, year 2, Ryan Poles is going and Ben Johnson is going. Right? Let's say they're getting better, but like you're not in, where you want to be. You're not. I don't want to, because it kind of is like make the playoffs now because of who this team is and where this team is at. But right, like Caleb Williams is developing, but you're not getting the wins that you want to see as consistent as you want to see. I mean, maybe you're a Jacksonville type of team or something like that, where it's like, hey, like we could be competitive, but like we are not winning the games we should win. Is this to the point where it's like 2 years in, all right, fire them both?
Are you saying we don't make the playoffs in those 2 years?
Yeah, sure. Or like a Jacksonville scenario. They made the playoffs 1 year.
And then
now they're kind of just, man, you know what I mean?
Man, that's I'm going to be honest with you. That's a hard pill to swallow, because I feel like when you say you're all in, you're going to take the good with the bad as well and just try to work through it. I guess to me, I guess it depends on how it looks. Because you look at a team like Dallas. Dallas is every year they're being talked about as a really good team during the season, and then what do we say when the playoffs hit? Dak is going to be Dak, and Dallas is going to somehow, some way lose and fizzle out.
Yeah.
If we're in the likes of a Dallas team where, yes, every year now we're winning games. We're over 500 all the time, 9, 10, 11 wins, right, for the next 2 seasons. But we get to the playoffs and we lose in round 1. I'll be honest with you, that's progress over anything we've ever had for a while here. So I would say let's keep at it and see what we need to fix. Maybe there's a few little nuances here that need to change. But you've attached yourself to these guys now. And Kevin Warren has attached himself to all of these. I feel like this is the best. I've said it before. This is the best version of what we could potentially be as an organization that I've seen in my lifetime. And so if it doesn't work, what other direction are you going to go? Who else are you going to bring in here that's going to right this ship other than the guy who was supposed to be this offensive genius that everybody wanted, other than the coaching staff, where you have a bunch of tenured coaches that have been there and done that. The Ryan Poles, who's continuing to get better and better at his job and bringing in and addressing all of the problems, like the offensive line and the wide receiver and the quarterback. Like, what else are you going to do if it doesn't look good in the next 2 years? I would say just continue to try to ride it out. That's what I'd say.
Let me give you a real Bears scenario then, because the Jacksonville one I think is a good one. Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence, 9-8, 4-13.
Yeah,
right? It ended up going that direction, right? But I'll give you a Bears scenario. Let's say he has a Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy went 12-4. Then he went 8-8 and 8-8. Then they went, I think he was still there for that 4th year. They end up going 6-11. Are we out? Is that it? Both of them gone?
I'm gonna say no.
It feels weird now because you're like almost excited about it and you have stability and it's something we haven't had. But the last time we had stability was Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy, and they were out by 6-11.
That is true. I guess again, to me, I guess how it looks, because that team, they were heavily relying on their defense more so most of those years, right? Yeah. The offense came along maybe one of those years, I think, but it was never on the same page. I feel like the offense that we have now could potentially be very, very good compared to anything that we've had in those quote unquote successful years under Matt Nagy.
Yeah.
And so if you pair up a really good defense, which I think we will have, with a potentially really good offense, I still think it will look different from that. So if you say you're going to give me the same records where it's 12-5 and 9-8, or rather 9 and how many games we play? 9-8. Yeah, 9-8.
Yeah, 9-8.
And then 9-8 again. And then now we fall off to 4-13. Yeah, that would suck. But I mean, what did we do in those first 3 seasons? Did we get to the playoffs? Did we maybe make it to round 2? Did we get to the NFC?
Matt Nagy went to the playoffs twice in 4 years.
Man, that is a really good conversation.
And we were done. Like he went to the playoffs. Now the difference is, like a lot of people are saying, that was Vic's team, and when Vic left, it was over.
Thank you. Fangio really killed that. Yeah,
Vic Fangio is what really killed it. But like if you look at it, let's say it's from an offensive perspective, the offense is fine. You start to see an offense that you want to see, which we have seen that happen here with a coach that we've had, where the offense is cooking. I didn't last very long, right? But remember, Mark Trestman comes in. The defense is dead at that point. They're old. They're over the hill. It's you know, I mean, you're starting to see guys get banged up. It's kind of old. Like 12-4, 8-8, 8-8, 6-11. But your offense looks good. Caleb looks good. But you're not winning enough. Like, those are the scenarios that I truly wonder about with like a guy like Ryan Poles, because then it's like, okay, is it a and this is really future thinking here, like, but then it's like, okay, is it a Ben Johnson problem? Is it a Ryan Poles problem? Are you just like, let's say you look at it, you're like, well, Ryan Poles is not getting you good pieces on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Are you then saying we're gonna move on from Ryan Poles but keep Ben Johnson? Or do they both go? Like, that's where to me it's like, are they truly married at the hip?
I will tell you this. If you're saying that you want one of them to go to, they both have to go. Because if you've already learned your lesson from the past and knowing that you can't keep having this carousel of a coach that isn't coming in at the same time as a GM, or they're not on the same page, and then, you know, oh, I drafted this quarterback, but my coach wasn't here for that, and then the new coach wants a new quarterback, or he has a different philosophy on how the offense should look, or whatever, how the team should be playing. If you have both of these guys together in lockstep and they're not winning, or it's time to move on, you wipe the whole slate clean. You leave nobody behind from this regime. I think, first of all, even as much as I wouldn't want that to happen, you have to learn from your previous mistakes. So if this doesn't work, tear it down and build the foundation up again with completely new head coach, completely new GM. Like that's how you move forward in this organization. So if it doesn't look good, don't start that mess again where everything is kind of out of whack, where you're keeping one person, but you're letting somebody else go. Now the new guy is like, well, I don't know this guy. He's connected to the last regime that lost. Why would I want him around? Now there's issues.
Here's what I think is funny about all of this. And I think for the first time in my life, it actually feels like this. Maybe not, because that first year with Nagy, I was excited, but it still felt unknown. You got Vic Fangio, and you had Vic Fangio because of the holdover, and so you felt good about it. Yeah. But that first year with Nagy was a little, we'll see, right? Because he hadn't called plays, because he did lose in the playoffs, right? And you were coming off of that loss in the, were they in the AFC title game, I think, when they end up losing with Matt Nagy? So, like, there was still a ton of question marks around it.
Mm-hmm.
The scenario that I just laid out, where it's like, well, what if all these guys, everything doesn't go well? Don't it seem like that's the like far-fetched scenario in this situation? Like, you're looking at the quarterback, you're looking at the head coach, you're looking at the DC, you're looking at all the coaches you brought in, you're looking at the talent on the team. It actually feels like it's like, if y'all find a way to F this up, God hates us. Like, it's not us anymore. It's divine. Like, we are meant to be. I made a deal with the devil in 85, and it was that you will never be good again. That's how it feels with this entire team in place.
Yeah, you're scorned. Like where else can we go? This is the highest ceiling we have ever had, in my opinion. Like, if we can't get to where the expectations are now, then my goodness, I have no hope. I'm sorry, as a Bears fan, I have no hope. Even on the business side of things, like, you're getting this right. You have great contracts on the team. Everybody's lined up together to work well with each. Like it just all is making sense. It's all coming together so well. So yes, obviously, I think this is like the least expected route that we're going to take, is that somehow it's going to fizzle out in the first 2 years and they're not going to look good. I do agree with one person I saw that said that if this does kind of bottom out, you get rid of everybody except Caleb. I believe that Caleb, if at the very least, is going to be that guy in the next 2 to 3 years. So if for whatever reason this team doesn't get to where they're going to be, I believe Caleb will have already kind of solidified himself as our franchise quarterback. He will have, maybe a 4,000-yard season. He already got to 3,500 in a horrible one. So I think he'll have that 4,000-yard season. I think he'll have a 30-touchdown season as well. So that's my expectation at the very least. In the worst case scenario, But do I expect that to happen? Absolutely not. I think this team has all the confidence in the world. I have all the confidence that this is going to actually work.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about kind of where this team's at. I think it is because of having a guy that just seems like a maniac in the building. And you got look at this group, and we got this guy here, and then you got look at that posture.
He means business. He means business.
And then you got it. Oh, we don't got him anymore.
Hey, that's actually the missing piece.
That's the missing link there.
If we had Meaty Brown in the building, I'd still have full faith in this regime.
This is JC on Thomas Brown.
That's right. Everybody come at me.
Versus the world on
Thomas Brown. That's right. I'm the gorilla in the 100 versus 1.
You're the gorilla.
That's right. You all come at me.
Hey, bet you thought Thomas Brown was going to be here.
Shut up. He did better than you ever did.
He won one, so yeah, I guess in theory he did do better than I ever did. He almost didn't. Let's be real. Me and Thomas Brown almost had the same amount of head coaching.
That's all right. That's all right. He did it.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we want to talk about this offensive line, preview the O-line as we head into training camp. Top 5 O-line group according to PFF. Oh, tingly on that one. We'll talk number 4, baby. We'll talk about that coming up next. But first, we got to listen into a word from our sponsors. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Ladies and gentlemen, we got merch. That's right. New website, new merch, all out. We've been telling you guys to pull up on us. Now you can at twcbreeze.com, where you can find out all of the latest stuff going on. What all can they find there, Super Producer?
Listen, you can join the nation, sign up to our mailing list, and be up to date for events and news. You can also visit the shop page and order merch, because we have t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mugs, we got hats, we got all kind of stuff. So, hey, we appreciate you being tuned in with us. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on all our socials. Check us out at twcbreeze.com.
He's way too excited.
I am.
Never gets old. Just feel like I need to go full boss fight. One of these days, I'm gonna just pull a sword out on the shoulder.
That's right.
Here we go. We're ready.
Taking on everybody.
Welcome back, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Stay tapped in with us on all platforms. Got the Chicago Bulls Breeze, where I've been covering the Bulls over there during Summer League. Noah Essengay looks completely raw. Looks exactly like what we thought he was going to look like. Make sure to tap in with us on the Patreon as well. Catching the Breeze over on the Patreon. The Breeze newsletter pops over there right now. Doing some phenomenal stuff over there. So tap in with us there as well. All right, George JC, we just talked about possibility of the Bears going all in on 2025. Is that what this Ryan Poles contract means in 2025, though? Seems like the Chicago Bears have a chance to have a top 5 offensive line. Again, according to Pafilf, they have the Chicago Bears offensive line ranked 4th in the NFL. They're looking at, the guys that the Bears brought in, Joe Thuney, Jonah Jackson, and Drew Dolman, and how they add to what they believe was already a star-studded tackle unit with Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright there. It's going to be very interesting looking at the Darnell Wright position. But let's listen, is that the biggest question heading into training camp for you, the left tackle position right now?
Outside of everybody else on the offensive line, absolutely. Yeah, because you still have question marks on who's the starter. Everybody else is clearly going to be starting. You clearly have Joe Thuney at left guard. You clearly have Drew Dolman at center. You clearly have Jonah Jackson at right guard and Darnell at right tackle. So, yeah, now that you have competition with Ozzie and Karan, trying to get that spot from Braxton, there's question marks. And because Braxton also has been hurt, you have even more question marks. So that's why I think the biggest issue is going to be. But I have faith in this coaching staff that they'll pick the right person.
Yeah, I think what's to me what's going to be the most interesting is kind of the topic I talked about on yesterday's video. Is is this going to end up being Karan's job by default of like Braxton being banged up and Ozzie not being signed? Like, is there a holdout situation that is going to come from these guys not being out there? I mean, dog, like it's getting ready to start. We just saw the first one yesterday over on the Chargers. Like the second round picks don't seem like they're crossing the picket line, which I don't even know if there's a picket line. I feel bad that they're being put in this position of this because it's like your start to the NFL career is like, well, we don't want anybody to not get the money, so you guys all got to be in on this. Like that's
controversy.
That's a sucky way to start your NFL career. But I mean, honestly, if you're looking at the left tackle position right now, it's not only the biggest question for me heading into training camp, because of the competition. The biggest question just because we don't know who's going to be out there. Like Ben Johnson said, Braxton is going to be limited to start training camp. Karan Amagaji seems like he is the one full go. Is Asa Trapillo going to sign his contract? Like, you truly don't have an answer at left tackle outside of Karan Amagaji right now, and don't let him get banged up during training camp.
Yeah, you got 2 of the 3 offensive linemen with issues, and really, in my opinion, you have all offensive linemen with issues because last time you saw Karan Amagaji, starting at left tackle, it didn't look good. And so that, oh boy, he said
he got thrown out there. They did my man's dirty. I'm going back and watch. They did him dirty. He looked bad though.
Hey man, look, you got to stay ready. What IO say? You got to be ready so you can never. What is that saying? Stay ready so you never.
Stay ready
have
so
to
you
be ready.
Get ready.
Get ready. Whatever.
Right
Yeah.
A little bit of a stroke right there.
Stay ready. Now, my thing is if Karan Amagaji kind of showed a better, I guess, outing or output after all that talk about you ain't touching my quarterback. Yeah, we touched him on the first play you were out there, buddy. My thing was, maybe it wouldn't be an issue, but hopefully it's like, I misspoke. My thing is like you hopefully over the offseason, there's some things that have been learned and, you get a step better. So if it is Karan, I just that wait and see approach again. I'm not fully convinced that that's the answer, but if we do have to start him, so be it.
Here's my thing. I don't care who it is. Just pick the right guy. That's truly, like, I'll be honest with you. If it's Braxton Jones, because with the rest of this offensive line, I truly believe that left tackle spot not is going to get easier, but I do think that you have a heck of a lot more help than what Braxton Jones has had over the last few seasons with Tevin Jenkins next to him. While Tevin Jenkins is very healthy, Tevin Jenkins is usually banged up for quite a bit of training camp as well. And pulled both, was it both quads last year? What did he pull last year? Both hamstrings or something? We know what he was doing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Congratulations on the new baby. We know what he was doing. Hey,
legend.
Salute.
Don't you start with that. Don't you start with that. There will be no ham slander. There will be no ham slander.
There could be plenty of ham slander. Just don't make fun of the knot. Like he was a bad head coach. Like we can slander him, but I mean, like
that guy's a patriot.
yeah, that guy's a patriot is crazy. No, looking at the offensive line, I think coming into this offseason or coming into this training camp, I should say, like I think that you have done for the first time and probably since Olin Kreutz was on this team, what this Bears team has needed to do. You have addressed just about every position that needed addressing. The interior of your offensive line was absolutely awful last season. I mean, the exterior wasn't great, but it makes it a heck of a lot harder when you got, I mean, the three interior guys are on the ground the hardest. Braxton's still trying. You know what I mean? And I don't know where Darnell's at in that, but Darnell's up. Oh, there he is. There he is, right up there.
Yeah, he's up there.
Like,
Tevin has always been my favorite in this picture, by the way. I just want to know that.
Tevin, because he looks like he's just relaxing.
Yeah, he looks like he's on the beach somewhere, or he's doing the slip and slide, the quarterback slide. In
the quarterback slip is. No, my favorite person in this picture is always Caleb, where he's just looking at the defense like, this ain't gonna work. Oh no, that ain't gonna work. Nah, like it's truly one of those things right now where like you knew the issues that you had coming in. We all knew the issues that you had coming in, but you finally addressed them because guess what? We knew it going into last season.
Yeah.
My big thing was if you move on from Justin Fields and bring in Caleb Williams, fine. You think you got a better quarterback? Let's do it. Don't treat this dude like Jesus Christ of football. Don't feel like he's going to just part the defensive line and throw the ball right down the middle. Like, that's not how you win games. You win games by putting an offensive line in front of your team. And guess what? You look at the team up in Washington and Jaden Daniels and everything that they had going on up there, and they were like, yeah, let's give him an offensive line. Yeah, let's give him a good offensive coordinator. Yeah, let's give him, let's make sure that his run game is set. Let's do all of these things.
Yeah.
And see how he looks. Oh, he looks really good. Meanwhile, Caleb Williams over here fighting for his life like it's 79th.
The Bears wised up. I mean, we talked about it before. Like sometimes when you throw money at a problem, it works. Like when you go cheap, you get cheap production. You know, you get a lot of tryhards on this offensive line. We had a lot of tryhards that just couldn't do their job. They couldn't live up to the task of protecting Caleb Williams. So again, that's what happened is you put money in, you went and got really, really good protectors of the quarterback. Yep. And hopefully that's why we're in the top 5 and not 5.
Baki said, I'm going to say this. Karan Amagaji has an amazing opportunity to earn this left tackle job. I know he's the dark horse and the last option, but with Ozzie not signed and Braxton still recovering, Karan can get all the reps. Listen, he's going to get the best opportunity to learn. And again, Ozzie may be signed by the time camp starts. That may be a moot point. You know what I mean? Like Ozzie may be signed by the time the camp actually starts. We won there 2 days before camp when Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze actually got their deals done.
Yeah.
So like
at the last second.
Again, I keep saying this, and because the Bears have the benefit of not being, one of the Hall of Fame game teams or, starting their season a little early, they get the opportunity for this still to be a ways away. Mm-hmm. With 8 days left, that's a ton of time to get something done. Like literally it just takes one and it's over. So like to me, I'm still not worried about it. We get to a day out. Yeah, maybe I'll be a little bit worried then. But that to me concerns me more. And I talked about this yesterday with guys like Ozzie Trapillo. Because I think there's an opportunity for reps that you're desperately going to need, especially if you feel like this guy can come in and win this job. Like if he signs, a week after camp starts, Karan's got a week of reps on you. You've never played in the NFL, and you went to BC. I think you're very good. But BC ain't sitting there going up against Alabama every week.
Yeah, but Karan came from Yale, though.
Yes, but Karan is getting the reps. I'm not saying the school is better. We seem to love these dudes. They're just like, hey, you big from a no-name school. But I'm not saying that Karan is better. What I'm saying is Karan's getting all of the reps. Like, it's going to be, who's that left tackle? I guess it's me again.
I see a lot of people in the chat saying that this is technically Karan's rookie year based off of last season.
I mean, yeah, he
Which
didn't have
technically,
a camp last year.
He'd haven't really a full season. So I mean, even if he gets a head start, I'm gonna be honest with you. If Ozzie Trujillo gets signed, I'm a little bit more confident in Trujillo. Just the way he's going about his business, mountain of a man, the way he looks. Like I would put more faith in Trujillo kind of getting up to speed. That was were some of the strengths that we talked about when we drafted him. Is him being that type of locked in guy, very very intelligent, understanding the playbook already. You see some of the coaches already saying that this guy is ahead of schedule when it comes to that. So it just feels right when it comes to him, being that guy. If again, like I said, the only issue with him is the second rounders for whatever reason holding out, and so that does give a path for Karan to be the starter. But I think we all know, preferably, we would want to go with the rookie.
Yeah, well, listen, I think the fact that there's one guy on this team that's at the left tackle position that not only is Ryan Pohl's guy, but also is Ben Johnson's guy, that gives you a leg up. Now, you got to go out there and win the job, but it does give you a little bit of a leg up. We know how the politics of this game work. And at the end of the day, more times than not, politics are going to win. I'll just ask Nate Davis. But one of the spots I think that I still have a ton of question marks at is that left tackle spot. But as this unit as a whole, dog, this is the most excited I've been for Bears football because of this unit.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Ben Johnson stuff, all of that, bringing all the people in. I love that. It's great. It's phenomenal. We got all the names. It wouldn't have mattered to me if there was nobody to protect Caleb Williams. I don't care what play you call. Unless it's just Joe Burrow, if your quarterback dies, you will not win. Like that, like none of this matters to me if you don't fix the offensive line. And so the fact that they went out and they addressed the offensive line in the manner that they did, you get Tooney, you get Dahlman, who was the best center on the market. Like, I feel so much better about this season.
When is the last time that we can honestly say we had three reliable offensive linemen? Where it's like we really did. Was it back? Who's with
2012, probably?
Kyle Long offensive line was that 2012?
2012. Because
I know we've had a few. We've had somewhere with two offensive
what
lines.
Are we talking about? Because technically, right, those Kyle Long offensive lines in like the middle of that, where it was
was that Cody Whitehair when he was
with
young, he was left guard.
You had an offensive line, but it was like, well, I don't know if these guys are going to be alive, but
Pterodactyl Pop said 85. Okay, that's how we won the Super Bowl.
He's making good points. This guy's making good points. I mean, like the 2012, what is it? 2010 season. You had Olin Kreutz, Roberto Garza, Jamarcus Webb was a rookie. You had Chris Williams.
Chris Williams didn't pan
out. That's kind of it. Like
Garza, Kreutz, obviously, yeah.
It's not great.
Reuben Brown too. Okay, all right. I'm wondering because I know there's times where we've had a couple of offensive linemen. My whole point is we have four guys.
Kevin
that
Schaefer.
Ooh. I don't even remember that.
A 7th round pick.
Oh boy. But my overall point is we have four guys now that we don't have to worry about. Maybe you can say Darnell Wright maybe needs to prove just a little bit more, but I feel like he's got that right tackle position down packed. I don't have any issues with him. You could also put a question mark on Jonah Jackson just because he had a down year, but I feel like that was more on the team and how they used him kind of outside of where he's at his best. And so now that Ben Johnson trusted that, hey, let's go get this guy. I know how to use him. I've seen him at his best when I was in Detroit. I don't really have a lack of faith in Jonah Jackson. I just want to see it first.
Yeah.
To see how it looks, okay, he's getting back to his form. Outside of that, Drew Dahlman and Joe Tooney are like we got some really good ones.
I'm sitting here looking at, my God, like it kind of is 2006 stuff.
Really?
You start looking at the O-line, it's like, I mean, this is the last good O-line I really remember. 2018 was okay. That was an offensive line where you were like, okay, like, I can see this is kind of coming to an end. because like remember in 2018 it was like when Kyle Long was out there we looked great, but Kyle Long continued to be banged up, so it was like okay we're kind of getting towards the end of it. But yeah, 2006, Fred Miller, Roberto Garza, Olin Kreutz, Ruben Brown, John Tate, and Fred Miller was like 100 at that point.
Jesus.
Like Ruben Brown was too, actually. Ruben Brown was definitely.
They had some older guys. Yeah, they definitely had some older guys.
It was kind of like, yeah, we know we're going to have to address this in a couple of years, and we didn't.
Yeah, that's another thing too, is this line, maybe outside of Joe, who, again, you kind of still put trust in because he's been all-pro guard for years, and he's just available. You can just rely on him to be out there and do his job to the highest extent. Everybody else outside of that is young, and so we're getting some really good pieces that can be here for a while. They're just not 1 year, good people, and let's try to make a playoff run. These are guys that are going to be here for a while, in my opinion. So I love the potential of this offensive line now.
Oof, I'm looking through some of these old lines. Sweet Jesus.
It's bad, bro. It's bad.
Jay Cutler's first year, you had Olin Kreutz, Roberto Garza, Chris Williams, Frank Omiale, and Orlando Pace.
Frank Omiale. Orlando Pace was not Orlando Pace, right?
No, he was not.
Yeah.
Then Frank Omiale became your left tackle. Then you got Jamarcus Webb at right tackle.
I remember Jamarcus Webb. Yeah. No.
Yeah, it was. Whew,
yeah.
King Booker World said Ruben Brown was giving applesauce
break. What is that? Kid.
Hey, Relentless Mike, I tell you what you don't want to do to start your day. Don't go through Bears offensive line history, bro. Do not do. That's the point of this, though. Like, I'm so excited for this O-line, and I think the forward thinking on this O-line, too, where it's like, if Tooney's gone in a couple of years or he starts to get banged up or whatever, like your right guard is naturally a left guard. So if I need to go out and draft right guard, or I need to train Karan at right guard, or, you know, I have a good backup right guard on this team already. Well, I don't know about good. I have a serviceable backup right guard in Ryan Bates on this team already. Like, you can survive with the offensive line that you've built with, even if guys start to get a little bit banged up. So it's like, to me, this is the best of both worlds for offensive line that we've seen in a long time. Even if you want to say 2018 was 7 years ago.
Yeah, we're getting further and further away from all that. Yeah, you're right. 7
years ago.
Got to get some consistency, and hopefully we have it.
We'll see what ends up happening, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. We got more content coming you guys' way. Of course, I'll be live over on Locked On Bulls coming up next. We got the Chicago Bears podcast today, so tune in with your boy over on that. Got to drop something on Chicago Bulls Breeze as well. New article coming out on the Patreon. Tap in with us over on the Patreon side as well. We got a lot of stuff going on, and Jordan's gonna go take a nap. That's I'm doing a lot of heavy lifting on this. Yeah, I'm tired. Hey man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leader, am I the real JC? I knew it. I heard him. It's the birds. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bed down. One love. Peace.
That's right. Nobody suspects a thing. Tweet.